Yo, what is up, guys? It is Nick, or the Notorious Fantasy, back at today with another fantasy football video. In today's video, I got my overlay DFS picks for the Sunday slate of the wildcard game. So if you missed the Saturday slate, go ahead and go back and watch my video from earlier today. Now we are on to the Sunday slate. It is first place gets $500, second through 10 gets $50. It is an $11 entry on OverlayDFS.com. The goal is pretty much just to pick which player scores more fantasy points in each matchup. It is that easy. All you got to do is make 5 picks plus 3 alternate picks and order them in your confidence ranking, 5 being most confident, 1 being the least confident. Now I'm going to go over every single matchup here and then pick the ones that I feel most confident in and the players I like most in these games. First matchup here is Drew Brees going up against the Minnesota Vikings versus Russell Wilson over the Philadelphia Eagles. And I love Drew Brees here. This is a very easy pick for me. I think Drew Brees and the Minnesota Vikings is a very high scoring game, whereas I think Russell Wilson versus the Philadelphia Eagles may be a lower scoring type of game. I think Russell Wilson gives it to him, but I'm not sure it is going to be that close. For fantasy scoring, I just really think Drew Brees lays down there. Russell Wilson scores maybe 20 points, but Drew Brees could have way more than 20 points. Next one here is Carson Wentz up against the Seattle Seahawks versus Kirk Cousins up against the New Orleans Saints. And to me, I would go with Captain Kirk here. You like that, but I wouldn't feel ultra confident in it if I'm being completely honest with you. Carson Wentz, to me, he's going to be so-so in this game. I think it's going to be low scoring, so I would target Kirk Cousins. But with that said, I wouldn't be surprised if Carson Wentz threw some type of garbage time BS to one of those AAF wide receivers, and then Carson Wentz ends up with slightly more points than Mr. You like that, Kirk Cousins. Next one here is Alvin Kamara versus Dalvin Cook. I like Dalvin Cook here personally over Alvin Kamara. Just down the stretch, Dalvin Cook, when he was playing, was really outperforming Alvin Kamara. Sure, he got hot recently, but I think that Dalvin Cook is going to be getting a heavy dosage in this game. In order for the Minnesota Vikings to try to win this game, they're going to have to run. They don't find much success through the passing a lot, so I think that Dalvin Cook will get a heavy dosage in this game, and that's why I like him over Alvin Kamara. Next one here is Stephon Diggs versus Miles Sanders. I would personally go with Miles Sanders here. I feel like Stephon Diggs is a very dicey type of play. He may go in and score 1,000,000 points. Miles Sanders is a very safe option here, but if I'm being honest with you, I would most likely try and stay away from this. This one, the second one down here, this one is just trying to make you feel like a fool. Tyler Lockett versus Boston Scott. I know Tyler Lockett has not done much the last couple of games, okay, guys? That is very clear. But how in the world are you going to start Boston Scott over Tyler Lockett? Unless Miles Sanders miraculously does not play, you cannot put Boston Scott here. The Tyler Lockett 100% scores more fantasy points than him, in my opinion. Next one here, we got Jared Cook versus Adam Thielen. And Jared Cook has been on fire recently, scoring a whole lot of touchdowns. And touchdowns are obviously important in fantasy football. Adam Thielen has not been getting all that much work in the last couple of games. He's honestly been really underperforming. So I would really pick Jared Cook here over Adam Thielen. Next matchup here, we got DK Metcalf versus Dallas Goedert. And to me, this is whichever guy scores the touchdown. DK Metcalf has looked like a touchdown target the last couple of games. He threw him a touchdown last week up against the 49ers, and he was swimming on the ground, looking all cool. Dallas Goedert, if Zach Ertz is out, I may pick here, but otherwise I would go with DK Metcalf. Next one here, we got Marshawn Lynch versus Latavius Murray. To me, this is a very easy one to go with. Marshawn Lynch, beast mode. I think he's going to get a lot of touches in this game, especially if they try to slow the game down after they're beaten Philadelphia into submission. If they're on the 1-yard line, you already know what that call is going to be. It is to Mr. Skittles to run that in over Latavius Murray. Next one here, we got Travis Homer versus Greg Ward Jr. Now here, this is also pretty much whoever scores a touchdown here. Greg Ward, I would just not pick this one. Homer's the backup for Lynch. I really don't think he's going to score a touchdown. I don't know how many touches he's necessarily going to get, but we saw last week he got a decent amount of touches. He looked pretty good, but I would line with Greg Ward, but it is very close to me. That seems like one I would not really like to pick. The Seattle Seahawks defense versus the Philadelphia defense. This is very easy to me. I would hammer Seattle here. I don't think Philadelphia is able to stop the Seattle Seahawks. Will Lutz versus Dan Bailey is the second to last one. Obviously, to me, this is a bit of luck, but I think I'd go with Willie Lutz because I think they're going to be scoring a bunch of points and therefore kicking a bunch of extra points. So those points are going to add up here up against the Minnesota Vikings, especially if it is a blowout and they don't want to be kicking field goals late. And the final matchup of the Sunday slate is Jake Elliott versus Jason Myers. I personally think I would go with Jason Myers here, but it is going to be a close game. It could be a close game. It's going to be a low-scoring game, so I think I would try to just avoid this one as a whole. role, but I would lean Jason Myers. Now I'm going to pick the ones I feel most confident in. Drew Brees, to me, is an insta-lock to easily beat out Russell Wilson. To me, that is just so obvious. I don't see any way Russell Wilson scores more points than him. I'm going to go with Marshawn over Latavius Murray. To me, that one is also pretty much a lock. I'm going to go with Jared Cook over Adam Thielen. I'm going to go with the Seattle defense over the Philadelphia Eagles defense. And then we need one more plus 3 alternate picks. That I'm going to order them in order of importance. As we see here, I also kind of really do like this Tyler Lockett over Boston Scott. It is a huge dice roll, though, if I'm being completely honest with you. I can see Boston Scott getting a decent amount of touches in this game and Tyler Lockett just doing nothing. So for that reason, I don't think I'm going to pick it. And I'm going to go with Miles Sanders over Steph Diggs for my alternate picks. I'm going to go with Kirk over Carson Wentz, Dalvin Cook over Alvin Kamara, and my final alternate pick will be Mr. Greg Ward Jr. over Mr. Travis Homer. So I'm going to order these in most confident here. Very confident about this pick. Very confident about Marshawn like Drew Brees. So my picks are Marshawn at 5, most confidence over Latavius Murray. Number 4 is Drew Brees over Russell Wilson. Number 3, Seattle defense over the Philadelphia Eagles defense. Number 2 is Jared Cook over Adam Thielen. Number 1 is Miles Sanders over Stephon Diggs. My alternate picks are Kirk Cousins over Carson Wentz, Dalvin Cook over Alvin Kamara, and Greg Ward Jr. over Travis Homer. So if you guys did end up enjoying this video, please make sure to click that subscribe button down below. It would really mean a whole lot to me. Make sure to check out OverlayDFS.com. Link down below in the description. I love each and every single one of you guys. Make sure to have a blessed rest of your day. Goodbye, my friends.